Another day with no intro. For today's video, I want to talk about the books I've read so far in 2026. Now, what I want to do is I want to quickly list and read off the titles and authors of all the books that I've read so far, along with the star rating that I gave each book. After I do that, I want to get into what my favorite books were from each month, what I like so much about them, what the themes of those books were, and then just kind of talk about what I'm currently reading, and then kind of summarizing what my type of book is. Okay. Now, understand this. When I give these books ratings, when I give these books ratings, it is solely based on my enjoyment of the book. It has nothing to do with how good the book is, how great the book is. It has nothing to do with prose. It has nothing to do with anything literary. I do not have a degree in any sort of literature or anything pertaining to writing. I have zero authority over what you should be reading or what I want you to read. All I'm doing is just giving the star ratings based on my personal enjoyment. Okay. And the star rating doesn't reflect on whether I thought the book was good or not, right? I have a book in here that I gave 1 star to, and I actually thought the book was pretty good. I just didn't like it, okay? So now, quickly, let's get into the titles and authors of these books. So, starting with January. Quick interruption. While I was about to start editing the video and putting the clips together, as I was listening to each clip, I learned that only 10 minutes of my 45 minutes of footage is usable. Reason being, I learned in the past 5 minutes that cables can pick up radio frequencies. So in the first 10 minutes of my video, which is what you'll be watching today, perfectly fine. In the other 35 minutes, all of the audio is picking up 97.9, the radio station. I never knew that was possible. I've never heard of that. I'm still my mind is a little blown, but I'm gonna just reshoot that whole portion tomorrow. So it'll probably be a 30, 40-minute video tomorrow coming about my favorite books from each month and me talking about those. But the video is literally just, the audio is the radio, bro. Like, back to the video. And I'm actually kind of cheating with the first one because I started this in late December 2025, but it took me until like the first 2 weeks of January. Okay, so we got the autobiography of Malcolm X. I rated this 3 star. Next, we have Misbehaving at the Crossroads by Honoré Fanon Jefferson. If you see me checking the author's names, it's because, one, I'm doing this off the cuff. Secondly, I want to make sure I'm reading it correctly. If I make a mistake, somebody please correct me if you know I said it wrong. Misbehaving at the Crossroads, I gave 4 stars. Next in January, we have Barracoon by Zora Neale Hurston. I gave this one 4 stars. And last but not least, or actually not last, second to last, in January, we got Ring Shout by P. Djeli Clark. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but if I'm not, if someone can fix it, please let me know in the comments. I gave this a 1 star. Okay, this is the book I gave the 1 star. But like I said, I gave it a 1 star because I did not enjoy it. I liked it though. Well, let me rephrase. I didn't enjoy the book, but I thought the book was good, right? Like, I wouldn't tell other people to not read it, but if they asked me about it, I would say I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy the book, but it's a good book. I mean, you see, I got a couple tabs in here. They had some, let me not, because I don't want to ramble. I want to get through these pretty quick. Next, to end January, we got James Baldwin, the one and only, Go Tell It on the Mountain. Okay, one of my favorite. I got 2 editions of these, or of this, I should say. I plan on getting a whole bunch more. With some of these, I would like to get multiple copies. I want to get a few editions of Go Tell It because this was one of my favorites. Now, getting into January, or February, excuse me, and actually let me set the January books over to the side a little bit. Let's bring these over here, make some room. Doing this off the cuff. I'm probably not going to edit too much of this out. I'm going to just keep it raw and unfiltered how it is. Starting off with February, we have The Cross in the Lynching Tree, right? Making sure I say that right. The Cross in the Lynching Tree by James H. Cone. Fantastic read to kick off February. Following February, we have more James Baldwin. We got Notes of a Native Son. Clearly, I have 2 editions. This one is super old. I mean, the pages are just like all oxidized and yellow. Same with my copy of Go Tell It. It's not as yellow, but pretty old edition. So I got really old edition to Go Tell It, and then I got this more modern edition that I use to write in. That's what I do when I get multiple editions. It's usually something where I gotta write in it, but I like it so much I want to have unwritten versions, right, that I can keep pristine and unwritten. Next, we have a graphic novel. This was my first time reading a graphic novel. It's called Wake, The Hidden History of Women-Led Slave Revolts by Rebecca Hall. This is a beautiful book, beautiful illustrations. Like I said, this was my first time reading a graphic novel, illustrated by Hugo Martinez. Very important that I mention his name as well. Last but not least and I'm skipping the ratings. So Go Tell It on the Mountain, 5 stars. Crossing the Lynching Tree, 3 stars. Notes of a Native Son, 3 stars. Wake, 3 stars. To close February. As you see, I'm rusty. I'm rusty behind the can. Closing February, Corregidora by Gail Jones. I think I'm pronouncing the title right. I want to say it's Corregidora. I've heard people say it different ways, but I think it's Corregidora. If somebody who has more authority than me knows how to pronounce this, and it's not Corregidora, just let me know. I gave Corregidora 4 stars. So that's February. Let's move these February books to the side. Make some room. Now, starting in March, this is where I start reading more hefty books, books of larger size. And I started to get a lot more busy just in my personal life. So I wasn't reading as much and the books got bigger. So I didn't read as much in March and April as I did from January and February. Excuse me. Starting off March with a classic, we got Native Son by Richard Wright. Now, up until this point, when I read this in March, this was the longest novel I had read, right? It's about what? 440-ish pages, okay? Beautiful read. I gave Native Son 5 stars. Following Native Son, we got this great book that I don't see a lot of information about online. It's called Slaves to Fashion by Monica L. Miller. Great read. I would highly recommend it if you're into fashion or even theater, dandyism, anything of that nature. I gave Slaves to Fashion 3 stars. Going into April, I read one book in April, Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. Now, this is a reread for me. This was a book that I read in 11th grade for AP Lit. Okay, we had to read this in the summer before going into 11th grade. So I had read this once, but I didn't really remember it a whole lot, so I wanted to read it again. Now, I only read Invisible Man in April because in April, that's probably been my busiest month so far in my personal life. I had so much going on. I just didn't have a lot of time and just didn't take advantage of the time I did have to read as much as I should have. So I only got through one book, Invisible Man, but up to date, this is the longest novel I've read. We hitting at what? About 500 and actually, no, I'm lying. 577 pages. Okay, so that's the longest novel I've read so far. Moving into May. So May, another really busy month. I'm a teacher. So May is a really heavy month with a lot of standardized testing, a lot of schedule switches. It can be really exhausting, and it was really exhausting. So it was a lot of days where I just wasn't reading how I was supposed to. But starting off May, we got Black Skin, White Masks, France, Fanon, Fanon. I'm doing this off the cuff. I should have did a better job of learning these pronunciations first, but absolute must read for everybody, but especially Black people. All Black people across the diaspora need to read this book, okay? Oh, I gave Invisible Man 3 stars, Black Skin, White Masks, 4 stars, okay? Closing out May, we have this is a beautiful book. Like, literally, the book physically is just beautiful. Season of Migration to the North by Tayeb Salih, okay? That I gave 5 stars. So that's all that I've read from start to finish so far, from January up until today, Monday, June 15th. Now, what I'm currently reading, I'm reading 2 books right now. What I'm currently reading, I have Wretched of the Earth by France Fanon. I'm almost finished with it. I think I got about 40 pages left, so I'll probably end up finishing tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Wednesday. As you see, this is all tabbed up. This might be the first book where I tab all the way down and have to start back up. Loving this book. I'm kind of sick that it's almost over, but this is one of those books I'll definitely be rereading at some point. It'll probably end up being a 4-star for me. And I'm also reading for a book club, Grievers by Adrienne Marie Brown. Now, this author in this book is not nearly like, as popular as the other books I've read, but this book actually takes place in Detroit, which is where I'm from and is where I live. So it's been an interesting read so far. It's had its ebbs and flows, but I like it. And I would encourage you to jump into this book if you like sci-fi, dystopian, LGBTQ themes, things of that nature. And those are the books I've read and are reading currently in 2026. I don't know how many books that is. I think it's 14, 15, 16, something like that, right? And now I want to actually get into what my favorite books were in each month.